And well, hello, good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are. We are live with another segment of Coffee with Val, like every Monday morning at 9:30 Eastern Time, here with my soul friend, soul sister, business partner, Margarita Everline, the one and only marketing boss, live. We don't have to get you in, you're here. Super excited.
Salud.
Salud. Natalie is here. Thank you and my nephew from Spain, Jacob, and my cousin from Spain as well. Cheers. Thank you for being here, me, Jacob, Natalie. We have new mugs right here.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, excuse us.
Swag.
Marketing boss and Val Alino. And cheers to all of you for joining us this morning. My cousin, my friend William from Atlanta. Today is just such every day is a beautiful day. But what makes it so special today is that I have Margie here in Mérida visiting, as we are just uniting, as always, our heart, our soul, and spirit to create the impossible.
Absolutely. And I'm on my third cup of coffee, so it's going to be real interesting.
Absolutely. My friend, my cousin Raul from London is here. Thank you for being here. And today we have a beautiful topic, and how these topics come live are really just channeled. It's like, what does this audience, this particular Monday need? What can we bring? And it was like so clear when I was with Margie, and it was like break, bond, and be. And I wonder what comes up to you when you hear those words, break, bond, and be. So as we're waiting a couple of minutes, maybe, or seconds, 1 minute to more people to come join, or they can check in later. And Vaca's in the house. Woo woo! Please actually write where you are viewing this from. We are here again in Mérida, Mexico, in a place called Chichulub. And what makes it so special, it's where the meteorite landed that extinguished the dinosaurs. So it has a particular energy. Margie took her first walk yesterday around the town. How many dinosaurs did you see?
A lot, everywhere. And it made me think of how I feel when I see businesses that don't have automation.
That's
so
funny.
Scary.
That's funny. So wherever you are, we're just so glad that you're here. And as always, we're going to take no more than 30 minutes of your time. We appreciate all the people that are here. If this is a service of you, gosh, I can't speak. I already have more coffee than I actually should because
I messed
of her
you
influence.
up.
Yes.
So you're used to cinnamon water coffee.
True.
And then this time I made the coffee.
Yeah.
And so I'm so sorry I did this to you.
Yeah, absolutely. It is on her, I'm telling you. She put like 4 times the amount of coffee that I take. So let's go just straight and dig into this amazing topic that came up. Break, meaning like taking a break, like actual conscious breaks in your day, in your life. And of course, why not taking that extra risk of taking this break? Because I wonder, was this like the exact timing in your life for you to take a break and come to Mexico and be here this particular week for you?
Yes, it was. It literally was the perfect day to leave Atlanta, the perfect time. And I even had bought a different flight with different dates. And then at the last minute, like shifted it, and it was like perfect. Because your schedule ended up changing, and so did mine.
Exactly. Last minute,
yes.
Both of us. Now, on this particular trip, things aligned to take this break. Now, all the other trips that we have done, have they been perfectly aligned, or have you had to take a risk and say, I'm just going to put a pause and make it happen?
So I'm going to say they have been perfectly aligned, but there was a bit of tension in the sense that I had things that made me fearful of going with the flow, with those dates, with those trips, with those experiences that were waiting for me. And I worked through it.
And at the end, the results were?
Amazing, priceless. So glad I went. Yeah.
So before we go deep, a little bit in the break, bond, be, I want you to introduce yourself for those that don't know you.
So I'm Margarita Eberline. I am a risk taker, a mother of 5. Turn your life upside down and start over as many times as you need to. And yeah, I mean, I've made some pretty crazy decisions. Like Yeah. Anyway.
Absolutely.
And I'm a marketing boss founder. So my company, Marketing Boss, is a fractional CMO company. We're a consulting firm, and we're like the realtor when it comes to buying marketing services for your business. We help guide you through data analytics, strategy on making the best decisions for your business and marketing without necessarily providing marketing services, which is awesome. It's like, how many people would go buy a used car without a mechanic? I know I wouldn't, right? And that's how a lot of business owners buy their marketing. They go without a mechanic to the car dealer to buy their marketing services. And we help innovate it in that space. So
absolutely. And I believe that those people that are here might know a little bit or not about my work, which is in coaching, life conscious parenting, spiritual coach, NLP, international keynote speaker. I work with energy and just a whole bunch of different aspects of aspects and tools that allow me to work in pro of humanity and helping people shift consciousness, elevate, transform. And so, Margie, how would you tell our audience how our two skill sets have joined?
Well, it's been interesting because a lot of business owners, including myself, we think that building a business is about being really good at your craft and engineering a staff and, supply chain if you're in manufacturing. And there's so much more to it when it comes to leadership. If we look at leaders like Steve Jobs and, Jeff Bezos or whatever, there's huge mindset qualities that these leaders have that a lot of other business owners just overlook, like it's just a given. And I think that if you invest in your mindset as much as you do in all the other external things for your business, you're going to get further along and you're going to enjoy your business more. And so Val and I work to help business owners together because I help business owners with marketing. Val helps with mindset, culture, coaching for your team. So imagine this, you have the perfect business, the perfect marketing, the perfect profit margins, and your charts are beautiful, but maybe none of your employees get along, or maybe you're a toxic leader and your productivity is 30% less than what it could be if somebody like Val comes in and teaches people to be more aware of how they interact, teaches you how to be more aware of how your energy is affecting your actual business, your leadership, your staff, and productivity. That is, to me, is worth gold. Like, honestly.
Absolutely. And it's actually been flawless. We didn't seek and look at each other's bio. I mean, it just happened. Margie reached out for life coaching, and then the rest is history.
It just so happened my life fell apart. Yeah. I was like, I had been following Val for a while on social media, and I reached out to her because my life was falling apart, and I thought, who can help me? Who can help me right now just be happy, figure out what it is that I can do with this mess that I have to work with? And it just came to me. Your image, your face, your name, it just came to me. It was channeled to use your language. And there were other people like that too, like Natalie Tavares. I was like, who can help me rebuild, myself and start something new? And I thought about you, I thought about Natalie, I thought about, people like Doug Rohan, Gina. It was like boom, 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 boom. Like all these people just came to my mind and to my heart. And that was a list of people that I reached out to, and here we are. And every single person that I connected with during that season where there was nowhere to go but up has turned into not just a great business opportunity, but really, really great soul food. It's just been amazing. And at the end of the day, if you're a business owner, what's the whole point of your business? Isn't it to be happy?
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely. Look at my friend William. You two queens are totally awesome. Thank you. We think so too, aren't we? It's all about self-love as well. In fact, we did activate a card this morning, and it was really connecting to the heart chakra. So it is about believing and knowing and owning that we do have a beautiful energy together. And that's part of what we're hearing and saying here. We talked about taking that break, and now with these changes that Margie is doing, and I'm doing my own changes by connecting with her wisdom and her friendship, we now go to the part of bond, which is part of the letter, the word that was channeled through this life, and this bond, that's infinite bond that has come flawlessly without searching for it, has really maximized our companies, our work, our friendship, our creativity.
Yeah, I mean, you use the phrase without searching for it, and I think it's very interesting because I think external search to me is associated with like forcing something and trying to manipulate the future and making it happen and hustling, right? But really, I think your heart searches for you if you just let it be.
Absolutely.
And that's a different kind of search. Like the searching does happen. Your inner being, your wherever you are that you're craving, like that you're really craving on a soul level, your energy will search for it for you.
Absolutely. When you take away limited thoughts, when you're pushing against frequency and currency, I need to bring the right people into my life.
Exactly.
These words are low vibration. Change and switch and center yourself to say, universe, God, whatever, whomever you are in line with, stars, please show me today the people that are already there for me to elevate myself, my consciousness, my spirit, and grow and exchange wisdom and love and strategies, tools to create a better version of me, and in doing so, being able to be a better version, allow other people to be their own better versions, and you create this synergy of oneness, of growth and expansion beyond your wildest dreams. Because Margie only came like fully into my life, even though we knew each other from a long time ago, but we really have only been working for 2.5 years, okay? And in 2.5 years, from being so broken to what we've accomplished together, because in those 2.5 years, don't get me wrong, I could be a life coach and all of this, but there has always been times in my life where now our synergies are meshed, and our business and our partnership has also become a synergy of love and oneness, and she's been a huge contribution, okay?
And one thing I do want to point out, it's not that we agree on everything. It's not that we think the same. Like, I think that's what's beautiful is you and I are opposites in so many ways.
Coffee, strong coffee, light coffee.
Yes, I like quiet. She likes music. I mean, like, let's get a little bit deeper. And what I want to talk about, because I was meditating about this morning when we were kind of doing our own thing, is we had an interesting debate, right, about relationships. And, you know, some people come into your life for a season, for a reason, right? And I'm noodling through some major decisions about what it is that I want in my relationships in my life, right? There's certain things that I figured out like last year already, like no toxic people, all of that, right? But now let's get a little bit like, what do I want my life to even look like relationship wise with my kids, with significant other? Like, what is it that I really, really want? And we were having this debate about how like sometimes you have this idea based on social constructs of what relationship you should want. And I'm very traditional and very much like, you know, Christian background. And one thing that came up for me in my meditation was, you know, you can be in a religion that preaches one thing. You can be, you know, influenced by somebody that preaches something else. At the end of the day, though, like it's almost like food, right? Not everybody likes the same foods. You have to figure out what's healthy for you, what you really want, like for yourself. Like you take all this external information and you always center yourself back into your own heart, you know, like I'll put it to you this way. Like I used to go to church every Sunday, and I remember one Sunday they talked about how, you know, there's a fine line between running with a religious leader and really, really checking your own relationship with your deity, right? Like for me, it's Jesus Christ, God, right? And really understanding where you are with what's best for you, because at the end of the day, we're all accountable. And to me, it's, wow, like this is just another level and another version of it where I can trust my own inner guidance system, my own inner compass, right? Those of you that understand Christianese, it's the Holy Spirit, right? And in this case, we're calling it a heart chakra, but I really think that it's very similar, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just you will know when you quiet your mind. And see, this is the dark space, because when you quiet is where all the noise comes,
Right.
the volume just raises. So you can choose to run away and shy away from it and miss out on living this, because Margie has shared a little bit of her background, but I have been through several spiritual deaths and life situations that are were unbearable to talk about. Now I speak about them because that gives me the strength and the courage to be an inspiration to others. But to get to that point where we can not only be here, bond, and take breaks to align our spirits in oneness for benefit of you or those who you share with, even 1% of whatever you get from this Coffee with Val. That's our highest high, to be of service by continuing to grow and combine skill sets. And like Margie said, we don't always match, but we end up like coming up with some brilliant ideas, some great partnerships with life experiences that if we would have planned them, they wouldn't come out the way these experiences have been.
And they're not just ideas up here, they're ideas that line up with here, where there's peace around it. Again, I'm defaulting to Christianese because that's what I know, right? Peace that surpasses understanding. There's the still small voice, and it aligns with up here. A lot of the times there's imbalance, I think, and I'm definitely a recovering, I don't know what you call it, but where you just overanalyze, right? Like my world is data, right? So I've been trained by my career, by myself, personality, whatever you want to call it, to always look for patterns and logic and analyze that data. And I always thought that following my heart was like the opposite and destructive to my wiser self. But it turns out that when these two areas dance together, you actually can hyper grow your soul evolution, your business, or whatever it is that's important to you, relationship. You get healthier, you get stronger, you get wiser, you get more centered. I was having a conversation with one of my kids the other day as, we were washing some dishes and just kind of, trying to pass the time, because he's like, I really don't want to wash these dishes. And I'm like, okay, well, let's focus on our conversation while we wash the dishes. And we were having this conversation about what is true strength. And I told him, I said, this is right before Martin Luther King Day. And I said, one of the things that I learned from Martin Luther King is that true strength is not responding to anger with anger. It's not responding to violence with violence. True strength is being so centered that whatever happens around you, you know who you are, you're solid, and you maintain your peace. Weakness is when you're constantly reacting to everything that's happening around you. And so I said, true strength is really you being centered, knowing who you are, having faith in your value as a human being, in your future. That's true strength. And that's something that I, learned from Dr. King and the way he managed his life's work in such a volatile time, right? And how many of you don't have situations where in your head, I shouldn't be reacting to this toxic situation, but you still do? Right?
Right.
And what do you do in those moments? What have you told me in those moments? What do you do when you're angry, not mad. When you're angry because justifiably so, you've been provoked by something external. How do you center yourself?
Absolutely. Well, if you remember yesterday, we had a little outing. We were at the beach, and the things how we flow. We don't produce any of our content with major production. She's asking me this question, just as a conversation, and then
I'm getting coaching, and then I turn on the camera.
and sometimes I see that camera, sometimes I don't see that camera. Yeah. In the past, you would be like, "No, wait, you're filming? No. Let me make sure how I look." I was sweaty on the beach. I didn't feel like this was about me. It's an opportunity just to have a conversation with her of growth. And if anything we talk about, it's the real deal. It's raw, it's vulnerable, is what is coming down. Whether I looked horrible physically or not is not the source. So we actually are going to share that video later on today. And just to give you some bullet points, that anger, that person who made you disalign from your mission or vision of the day, who's shaking you to your core, only comes here to remind you, hey, Marge.
And we're not smoking. This is incense.
Oh, yeah. we get prepared every day, when we're working, centering. So we actually recognize, I want to invite you to recognize, what is coming up. First of all, anger. Okay, where is it coming from? Okay, right here in my chest. How does it feel? Oh my gosh, it feels painful. Sit with it. Don't run away from it. Sit, feel the feeling. And then ask, when is the last time before that particular moment that person is aggravating you? When was the last time you felt this anger from someone else? You recognize that moment, you sit in stillness, and you go, and before that, and before that, and before that, go to the root cause. We are going to share the full video of that. And it's just a beautiful process. The birds are echoing our knowledge. We have beautiful natural environment right now as we are coming live, and it's all an opportunity of growth. We are attracting those people that are here to be with us, to break us, to help us shake our consciousness. So it's not about he made me feel it was his fault, I was having a good day, until it's recognizing why you are being triggered by that person, that situation, or something that you are setting yourself up to, like having an explosion.
You used the word break just now in a different context. When something's breaking you, maybe it's an opportunity for you to give yourself a break from that energy and recenter yourself, connect with yourself, right? Break bond, and show up. I'll say it another way. One thing that I've learned in my last couple of years of a lot of personal growth is when something provokes me is to say to myself, what is it about how I'm seeing this situation or this person or this external thing that is separating me from who I really am?
That's a perfect way to say it, and I will add a second option. What is it about this situation that I'm not seeing that is for my highest good?
Absolutely.
And the good of others. You see, we always want to include others, because when we understand, own, and know and feel that our growth is the growth of others, we are completely opening a channel, a path of expansion and oneness in humanity. And this is the work that we come and do between Marketing Boss, Margarita Everline, and Val Alino Coach. We come to do things in a different way. We finally get it, and we want you to join on this journey of openness and consciousness.
And I want to circle back to the statement on the card, which is the answer you seek is in your heart right now. Be open to giving and receiving love. And I want to point out a very interesting insight, okay? A lot of times we say, oh, well, that's what was in my heart, and we do something hateful, spiteful, okay? Like I have a little personality that I'm, I call her Petty Margarita. Sometimes I'm Petty Margarita. That's not your heart. When an answer, how do you know that an answer that's coming up is from your heart, okay? And it's worth you seeing it through because it's from your heart. Love is patient. Love is kind. And all those things are indications that it's actually a heart thing. Impulse, feeling, not all those things are your heart. Not all those things are your answers that you're seeking. It's not about just whatever comes out, right? It's really, really working toward, not working, that's such a heavy word, but it's really, really being guided by that spirit of love, expansion, and like Val said, what's for your greatest good and the good of others. Love, your heart, the true answers that you're seeking will never lead you to hurt somebody else, to be inconsiderate, to use people for your own selfish gain. Those things, those are not answers from your heart. So that's how you know. Like, I just like to break it down, right? Like, how do you know?
How do you know if it's for your highest good and the connection to your heart?
Be open to receiving love. That's the second sentence. If it feels like love, if it looks like love, if it's for your greatest good and others is great, if it doesn't hurt anybody, I think that is how you know that that's your true heart that you're listening to when that's what's coming up.
Absolutely. And it's all about coming back to source, whatever source is to you. And you will also know, because when you are operating from that heart chakra, from your heart, the energy is beautiful. There's no blockage. There's no heaviness. And this is what it's all about. Oh my gosh, my friend Marwa from Dubai is here. She's so talented, so filled with skills, designer, and all these people that are coming in. Vaca, he says, sit with your anger and feel why it was triggered. Absolutely. We're coming down to our last 2 minutes. We want to wrap it up. Remind you of the importance of these words: break, bond, and be. How can you instill and bring into your life these beautiful, powerful words that will really activate, shake you, deconstruct you in ways that you have never imagined before? What do you think, to wrap it up, Marge?
I think that a lot of people think that in order to get to your goals, if you're goal oriented like me, you have to constantly work toward them. And sometimes setting them down and letting them go and surrendering, the word break, will actually bring them to you faster. And I think that's such an important concept here as well with the break, bond, and be. You're breaking, you're surrendering, you're letting go, you're connecting with yourself, and you're showing up for yourself. You're just being, and you're letting other people be. And that's a beautiful thing.
And being, just being, is no agenda. Let go of the outcome, let go of the form, let go of structure, and just allow what the universe has in store for you to show up. But it says flow, flow, flow. Absolutely. So we are so thankful for one more day of one more opportunity of Coffee with Val. Margie has come in multiple times, and I know she will continue to show up. Please follow her on her social media. Let us know your comments. Share the love and light, because it's one click that can make a difference in somebody. Maybe just 1% of what we said today is exactly what that person needed. So if you are here, we bless you, whether you're hearing us now or later. And we can't wait for another segment every Monday morning at 9:30 Eastern time with different people, different contexts. If you want me or us to share a particular topic, share in your comments. And please follow our work, because I know there are different aspects of what we do that can be of contribution to you.
At Margarita Eberline on Instagram and on Facebook, we're Marketing Boss Official.
Absolutely. Until next time, have a beautiful week. Blessings, love, and light. And remember, break, bond, and be. Adios. Namaste, everyone.